Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our exciting Week 4 matchup between the Regis Jesuit Raiders and the Cherokee Trail Cougars. I'm here with Steven Snyder, my color man, and Tommy Raines, our producer, and Joe Quigley on the camera. Steven, great to be here. An absolutely phenomenal matchup tonight. Just a beautiful environment.
And you know, Jake, absolutely beautiful night here at Lou Kellogg Stadium. Really excited for this matchup. It looks like the teams, after Cherokee Trail had an unusually long warm-up, Jake. We'll see if that affects them later in the game. They're actually out here 75 minutes before kickoff, before the Regis kickers even came out. So we'll see if that benefits them in the long run. Cherokee Trail actually coming into this game 11th in the state, but numbers mean nothing to the Raiders as they knocked off number 9 Horizon 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Steven, Cherokee Trail coming in tonight at 3 wins and 0 losses. 2 weeks ago, traveling to Fort Collins, picking up a 24-0 victory, and last week winning 20-10 against Gateway. So they haven't faced the opponents that Regis had, but we're here tonight. Right now, we're going to air a special interview that I got with Coach Nolan earlier this week.
All right, I'm here with head coach Mark Nolan of the Regis Jesuit Raiders. Coach, a tough game last week. What are your thoughts with less than a day to go for Cherokee Trail, and how do you feel?
Feel great. We had a great week of practice. We're looking forward to playing Cherokee Trail and playing at home and getting back on a winning track. We look forward to playing them. They're a great team. They're undefeated. They're coming into our house, and we've had a great week of practice. Monday through Thursday, the guys are playing well on both sides of the ball, and we had a great week of preparation.
Specifically, what areas of the team do you see that you're hoping for a lot of improvement this week?
We did some things well last week. You know, it's never as bad and it's never as good as you may think it is when you look at a scoreboard. And we did some things well last week. We did some things poorly, and we're looking for an improvement, offense, defense, and special teams.
All right, so that was head coach Mark Nolan of the Raiders that I caught up with on Thursday. So the kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the first play is a handoff to Jalen Williams for 1 yard.
And, Jake, we'll see here. Jalen Williams, really a big play back. This 1 yard thing doesn't really work for him, but when he gets through the hole, he can really have an impact on the game. So we'll see the Raiders blocking probably be more aggressive today with that.
And Jalen Williams, Steven, looking to get most of the handoffs tonight with the Raiders, with Chukuma and Grant Neal still out. Here's Matt Hotelling under center with trips to the right. Number 16 is going to move, and he's going to fake handoff to the left side. He's scrambling out on the right. He's going to throw a play action to number 80, Alex Mitchell, and that is complete for a Raider first down at the 35-yard line.
Roll out to the right with a comeback on the same side. Jake, that play is actually called Eagle, and the Raiders ran it 17 times last week against Mullen. So Cherokee Trail's been watching their film. That shouldn't have been a first down.
A nice pass by Matt Hotelling to catch what was probably a run-expecting Cherokee Trail defense. But here's Hotelling now, 2 receivers left. Number 4, John Schmidt in motion, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle to Jalen Williams, who will get a big gain. Looks to be enough for the first down.
And Jay, great run by Jalen. Back to some quick pass game stats from Matt Hotelling from last game. He did have 24 pass attempts, and they only used 2 plays to do it. They used Screaming Falcon and Eagle, both plays where Hotelling rolls out and there's a cutback. So Cherokee Trail definitely playing in on the Regis wide receivers. We'll see if they can maybe beat them deep and benefit there, Jake.
So the Raiders will get 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line in motion, and it's going to be handoff up the middle. Looks to be Jalen Williams powering for a gain of 3.
Now, Jake, Jalen Williams seeming to run the ball very well in these first couple of plays for the Raiders here. Do you think we'll see much of Chase Bertinelli tonight, who was originally number 3 on the depth chart for the Raiders?
Steven, I believe that because Regis runs the ball so much, they're going to have to use both Jalen and Chase in the game just because of the fatigue that comes in while running. But here's Hotelling. It's going to be trips to the right. Cherokee Trail has got a lot of people in the box, and there's a stoppage of play. It'll be timeout Regis Jesuit. So now we're going to air another audio interview that we got with offensive coordinator Bob McPhee just moments before the game.
All right, I'm here with Raiders offensive coordinator Coach McPhee. All right, I'm here with Raiders offensive coordinator, Coach McPhee. Coach, Cherokee Trail coming in 3-0. What do you hope to accomplish tonight?
I really like to win a ball game. Would be the number one thing I'd like to accomplish. And we just got to get a little consistency and rhythm on offense. That's really our goal.
What do you think are the biggest threats that Cherokee Trail's defense brings tonight?
Well, they're really well disciplined, so that means they're well coached. Really good defensive end, so we're going to have to be able to handle those guys.
Last weekend, unfortunately, a lot of penalties. Have you guys done a lot to try to fix up that part of the game?
Yeah, we kind of really stressed just relaxing. I think we were actually trying too hard last week. So I think sometimes, especially on offense, you can try too hard. I think that was a lot of it.
So that was our exclusive interview, only able to hear that on live.Regis Jesuit, and Jalen Williams just ran that for another great first down. So, Steven, the running game looking really promising early here tonight.
And, Jake, I believe that's because of the space the offensive line is giving Jalen Williams here. We haven't seen a consistent offensive Regis line. This is the best I've seen him play all season, so that's definitely something to look forward to for the Raiders.
Raider offense and trips to the left. Hotelling going to roll out to the left side. He is looking downfield. He's throwing it deep, up in a lot of coverage. I think that was to John Schmidt, but the pass falls a little too far, and it drops to the ground incomplete.
And, Jake, if you saw that with the man going deep, the inside man, Elliot DeJour, cutting back on the same side he was rolling out, that is the Screaming Falcon, and we should see that play run double digits of times tonight because it's Hotelling and Coach Nolan's favorite pass play.
The ball is on the Cougar 44-yard line, 2nd and 10. 10:03 left to go in the first quarter. Hotelling going to line up, 2 receivers left. Halfback, Jalen Williams. Cherokee Trail in a 4-3. And he's going to hand it off to Jalen Williams up the middle. Jalen Williams sidestepping a one-man and will get maybe 4 yards out to the 40-yard line.
And Jalen Williams, great at finding the holes, but this Cherokee Trail defense, Jake, is so powerful. You see them, that's the 3rd or 4th time they've just driven Jalen back.
It'll be 3rd and 6 now for the Raiders. Again, Cherokee Trail coming in tonight 3-0, fresh off a 2010 victory against Gateway. Regis Jesuit coming off a disappointing 7-35 loss at Mullen. Here's Hotelling. There's a tight end flank on the left side. In motion, Alex Mitchell. Handoff to Mitchell. Mitchell will take it around the left side. He's going to pop it upfield. Looks to be taken down at around the 35-yard line. Not going to be enough for a first down, but Steven, this is 4-down territory.
This definitely is, Jake, and this is where the gray area comes in that you don't really see in college and pro football. It makes high school so exciting. You can't really punt it here. It's too close, but a field goal seems impossible for a high school kicker. So I actually love this about high school football.
So it'll be 4th down and 1. Regis lining up in a goal line formation. Cherokee Trail stacking almost everyone within a few yards of the ball. One man that's 7 yards back. Here's Hotelling. He's going to hand it up the middle to Chase Bernelli, and Bernelli with the second effort for the Raider first down.
And wow, what a second effort there, Jake. He saw that he was stopped, and he just started spinning, and he got there eventually. And Chase Bernelli really becoming the Raiders' premier power back, which is very interesting, because at the start of the season, Chase was their premier speed back.
So with that, the drive stays alive for the Raiders. 8:23 left to go. Hotelling lining up trips right. Cherokee Trail showing a possible blitz formation. A lot of guys up close. Shaw moving from right to left. He's going to fake handoff to the left side, scramble out to the right, and he's going to run. Matt Hotelling will tuck it, and he'll be dragged down for about a gain of 5.
And, Jake, if you're Cherokee Trail, that was the exact same play, the Screaming Falcon. How do you stop that play?
Well, I know that one thing Matt Hotelling does superbly is the play-action fake. And if the Raiders can develop a really solid run game, Cherokee Trail is going to start to cheat up on the run, and that's when Regis can possibly burn them with a pass. John Schmidt in motion now. And it's going to be a handoff to Bertinelli. Bertinelli tripped up at the line.
And, Jake, back to that play. If you're Cherokee Trail, how do you stop that?
Well, I think it depends a lot on pressuring the quarterback. We do know that Matt Hotelling's a really inexperienced quarterback. He's got 3 games under his belt. If he can get rattled, it'll be difficult for him to complete a lot of passes, and really I think that's what Cherokee Trail's hoping to do tonight on defense.
Definitely. And, Jake, we really haven't seen a first drive from the Raiders like this in a long time, dating back even into last year. So you got to be happy when you're the Raiders and you come out with a drive like this.
Yeah, for those of you at home, Regis has scored all of 0 first quarter total points this year. In motion, John Schmidt. Handoff to Schmidt. Schmidt going to take it around the left side. He's got some room. He's at the 20. Schmidt at the 10. Schmidt tucking it upfield for the touchdown. John Schmidt taking it 27 yards to the house. Regis up 6-0.
And, Jake, you love to see that from the Raiders, a big run contribution from somebody who you don't necessarily see. Raiders using a lot of wide receiver runs, and they can really utilize that.
A beautiful job by the Raiders to come out with opening drive points. Actually, the first quarter points scored all year, and now Harrison Thrasher will be out to attempt the point after. There looks to be some flags on the field. Most of the Cherokee Trail defenders jumped early, but it looks like Regis might have flinched, so it'll be interesting to see what the call is.
And it definitely will, Jake. It is going to be offsides on Cherokee Trail because about 3 of their players flinched. I think Regis just caught him on a good snap count there, and when you can do that, that's definitely a plus.
So 6:44 is the time when the touchdown scores by John Schmidt, a 28-yard run on a handoff, an outside handoff in motion around the left side. Great job. Harrison Thrasher for the point after. Good snap. Hold. The kick is up, and Harrison Thrasher knocks it right through. Those are the kind of consistent kicks that is giving that young man an opportunity to play football at the next level.
And, Jake, you saw how calm he was there. He took his time after the snap, and you don't even see that from a lot of quarterbacks, which need it. So there's a lot they can take away from Harrison Thrasher if they pay attention to his game. And you're right, Jake, that's why he does have an opportunity to play football at the college level.
Harrison Thrasher pondering, I believe, at the moment whether or not to pursue a kicking career at Stetson University in Florida. He's a great soccer player and a really great guy, so we wish him the best, and congratulations on his awesome kicking career at Regis so far. Now doing the kick-off duties will be number 87, Vince Saban, who gets the nod because of his consistent long-distance kicks. The student section's starting to move. A good crowd here on hand tonight for our second home game of the season. And Vince Saban's kick goes pretty deep to the left, and it'll be into the end zone for a touchback. You cannot run out a ball from the end zone in high school, so a very nice kick by Vince Saban.
Definitely, Jake, and you like to see that high school keeping the players maybe a little safe on what is undoubtedly one of the most dangerous plays in football in general. So I really like that rule by Chassa, Jake.
Yes, Stephen, you even see in the NFL and college moving kickoffs to the 35, and even now in college, kickoff touchbacks come out to the 25, really trying to prevent too many unnecessary kick returns. But here come the Cougars, lining up in a really close bunch formation, and it's going to be an outside handoff to the right. That'll get maybe a yard.
And, Jake, if you're the Raiders, you got to be really excited with your line working like that. I think players to watch here tonight are Michael Gunther when he couples with Eddie Gonzalez. Eddie Gonzalez really big in the Horizon game, but I really think Michael Gunther is key because if Michael Gunther can tear it up in his spot, he gives Antonio Broadus and Eddie Gonzalez on either side of him big opportunities.
That was number 2, Sherman Thomas on the 1-yard gain. And now Eric Johnson's going to roll out. He's going to run right up the middle, and number 6 for the Raiders jumps and misses. A nice run by Eric Johnson out across the 30-yard line to the 34 for a Cougar first down.
And, Jake, during this short break, I'd like to introduce you guys to something called Quick Score by Max Preps. Now, Quick Score is a program where, let's say you can't watch the whole game on live.regisjesuit.com with us. Just take your mobile phone and look up Quick Score on maxpreps.com, and you'll be able to follow the game possession by possession, score by score. It's absolutely a fantastic opportunity Max Preps has given to us, and it's a really great program. And if we get enough views on our page, the school can actually get a lot of we can get some extra money if we get the most views in the country. In fact, there are going to be over 1,000 games broadcast by QuickScore, so you can even check on your uptown rivals or across-town rivals or see where you're standing in the division with QuickScore. So it's a fantastic opportunity, Jake.
And Stephen, while you were talking, a mishandled snap by Eric Johnson was recovered by the Cougars, so now it'll be 2nd and 11. Eric Johnson lining up in under center, 4 receivers. He's going to look quick to the right to number 8. The pass looks to be a little off, but it was ruled a completion. That's a completion to number 8, Brandon Berry. And a quick shout out to Skipper Van Jacobs and Noah Simpson, who are getting off a plane from Creighton. Skipper and I think Noah are rowdies this year. Oh, just Skipper. So great to have Skipper tuning into the broadcast, and thanks to all of you listeners. We really appreciate all the support we get. 3rd down and 4. We're under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and it'll be 2nd and long. 3rd down. Johnson's going to scroll it to number 10, who catches the ball, but it'll be well short of a first down. So Cherokee Trail will be forced to punt.
And Jake, Raiders really forcing them to punt here on the terms that their offense has demanded respect. They haven't done that in past games. So really key there, the Regis Jesuit offense coming and saying, you can't mess with us, you have to punt.
A great first stand by the Raider defense to prevent the Cougars from gaining more than 1 first down. Into punt for the Cougars. Number 9, Joshua Welchert. And it's a very nice punt. It'll be fielded around the 18. And I guess Alex Mitchell did not call a fair catch, but there's a flag on the play. Steven, did Alex signal for a fair catch?
I don't think he signaled for a fair catch, Jake, but I think Cherokee Trail hit him before he could catch the ball. I think that's going to be interfering with the returner.
So we'll wait for an official ruling on that play. Looks to be against Cherokee Trail. Can they hear that? Okay. There is no penalty on the play. So there is no penalty on the play. Looks to be that he did indeed give Alex enough room. And, you know, that's a pretty suggestive call, Steven. Could have gone either way.
It really is, Jake. And if you're the Raiders, your heart might have skipped a beat there. When Alex Mitchell decided not to call the fair catch, because that would have given Cherokee Trail great possession.
So Hotelling has trips to the left and 1 receiver to the right. Now in motion, Thomas Donegan. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle to Jalen Williams, who gets big hit, but not before he can gain 4 yards.
And Jalen Williams really looking strong here, Jake. I like the way he's taken the reins this game. First couple games when he was in the second half of the Horizon game and then the Mole game, looked a little skittish, but he looks comfortable now, and I think he's ready to really take Regis far, hopefully deep into the playoffs this year.
2nd down and 5 from the Raider 21-yard line. Some signals being called in. John Schmidt checking into the game with Elliot DeJour on the left side. Cherokee Trail in a 4-3-4. John Schmidt in motion. He's going to fake it to Schmidt and hand it off to Jalen Williams, who will pound it across the 30-yard line. A really nice run by Williams, taking it almost out to the 35.
And Jake, I think if he had had a rip-off jersey, he would have been by a couple more guys there. He was attempted. He's so fast and powerful at the same time that he almost got tackled by his jersey twice, set in a way, and then the third guy had to bring him down by his jersey. Reminds me of videos of Marcus Dupree, who did wear rip-off jerseys because they tackled him like that so much.
And there seems to be a shaken-up Cougar player on the field. The clock stops at 2:58 left to go in the first quarter. And A.J. Shaw checking into the game. The ball is on the 35-yard line of the Raiders, 1st down and 10. Cherokee Trail in a 4-3-4.
And, Jake, I think we might see a Screaming Falcon here. Just a guess.
Trips left. We'll see, Steven. A.J. Shaw in motion. Some stutter offensive line movement. No flag called. And the handoff to Williams will be for 2.
And, Jake, the Raiders not having a negative yardage play yet from what I've seen. I don't think they've even had a no-gain play yet. So if they can keep the ball moving like this, I think they'll have an easy win here tonight over Cherokee Trail.
Well, I don't know if I would call this an easy win, Steven. This is a 3-0 team, but there will be 3 receivers now, Hotelling under center again. Cherokee Trail looking to the blitz, but Hotelling will dump it off to the right side, and there is a flag on the play. Hotelling got slammed, so that'll be roughing the passer and a Raider first down.
And Jake, 15 yards is a lot to give up on a penalty like that. You can't hit the passer late. I know you want to send a message, and your message might have been sent, but I don't think it's worth 15 yards.
No, that's a tough penalty, and that'll bring the ball into Cougar territory. 2:15 now to go in the first quarter. Regis up 7-0. So a good job for Hotelling to stand tall after that slam. Steven, that can't feel good as a quarterback.
And it really can't, Jake. I don't think that's shaking him up. He's a really tough player, and I've talked to him, and he really knows how to keep his composure as long as he hasn't thrown an interception. So we'll see here if he can avoid that tonight. But the Raiders, no penalties yet, Jake, which is a big turnaround from their 24 last week.
Completely, Steven. And Matt Hotelling, not the tallest quarterback, but definitely full of heart. And a handoff to Williams once again. Williams, a nice carry for 5 or 6.
And Jake is running tonight looking like Chooks running in the first game, just powering through where you think he doesn't have a hole. He ends up finding 5 or 6 yards. So if the Raiders can turn him into the running game they need, that's really all they need to do to totally take this game over.
Yeah, really good job by the Regis offensive line to give some holes for the running game. I mean, really impressive so far. Jalen Williams has made a nice night so far in the first quarter. Elliot DeJour's the bottom receiver. Hotelling under center in motion, Alex Mitchell. Hotelling, he's going to do a quick pass to Alex Mitchell, who that was actually a lateral, but Alex will take it across the 40-yard line for a gain of maybe 2.
And Jake, ever so scary. I remember that play last week at Mullen when Alex Mitchell missed the ball and Mullen took over at the 1. So I think he needs to be really careful with that and make sure that is a forward throw.
Yeah, Steven, I've really never understood why coaches are so fond of that play because it's really dangerous. Even an incomplete pass is a fumble. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders. Regis lining up in an I formation, similar to the goal line, and Hotelling's going to fake it. He's going to look down the field. That's Robert Orban, and he overshot Orban. Orban looked to slow down. Ooh, Steven, I'd say that was a nice pass by Hotelling.
I think it was. I think Robert Orban got a little mixed up because he couldn't find the ball. I think he was waiting for it to be it was a great fake handoff. I think he was waiting for the ball to be thrown maybe just a half second later, and that's why he lost it.
Yeah, really promising opportunity for the Raiders, and it'll be 4th down and 4. The punting team is out. Regis looks to not go for it from the formation. 2 men for the Cougars to receive. Sebastian Harris with the nice short kick. It'll be caught at around the 18 and ran out, and he'll take that to the 25. That's really unfortunate, Steven, because really that was only a field position switch of about 20 yards.
And that really is, Jake. Cherokee Trail definitely looking for the ball there and found a good little run back. But I think from where they're punting, that 20-yard switch is acceptable because they were on the 45, was it, Jake?
I think so. So now Cherokee Trail will take the ball over. We'll see if quarterback Eric Johnson can do anything more on his second turn with the ball. 1:09 to go in the first quarter. Safety for the Raiders playing back is number 12, Will Dines. Everyone else is close to the line. Eric Johnson lining up under center. And number 10 in motion now. It's going to be a pitch up. That's number 10, Cameron Currington. And Currington cuts it back across the field. He's at the 40, the 50, the 40. He'll try to cut it back upfield with a nice spin against Will Dines. And he'll be taken down at the 30. That was almost a 50-yard gain.
Cameron Currington, Jake, is what I like to call a slicer and dicer. He likes to cut it back a lot. He likes to spin a lot. He likes to juke a lot. And he just slices and dices the defense until he finds his own holes.
A very nice run by Cameron Currington to set the Cougar offense up in good position here. 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Eric Johnson under center, 4 wide receivers. Man in motion, number 2, Sherman Thomas. Sherman Thomas will run it around the right side, and he'll be taken out at around the 28-yard line.
And Jake here, great field position for Cherokee Trail. I think if you're Cherokee Trail, you almost have to look to throw and beat the Regis's weaker secondary because our linebacking core and our defensive line are fairly strong.
2nd and 8 for the Cougars from the Raider 28-yard line. Eric Johnson once again under center. And this time he's going to do a 3-step drop and misfires to number 8, Brandon Berry, incomplete, 3rd down.
And he didn't look so sure of himself on that throw, Jake. Really questioning his 3-step drop there. He almost took 2.5 and was trying to throw before he even got that 3rd foot down. So I think the Regis pass rush might already be in his head, Jake.
Yeah, Steven, a nice job there of the Raider defense to be in good position that even if that pass would have been caught, the defenders were right there. 3rd and 7 now and 12 seconds left. Sherman Thomas in motion. And Eric Johnson's going to scramble out to the left. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And the Raider defense is there. 4th down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter of play.
Great views there by Antonio Broadus, Jake. He saw the quarterback scrambling, and instead of trying to rush and get him, he dropped back a little off the line, was able to get an ankle, saving what was potentially a 1st down.
So with the end of the first quarter of play, we're going to take a quick break here at Regis Jesuit Live. Thanks for listening. Fourth down and 5 for the Cougars, and they're going to trot out the field goal team. This is quite a long kick, Steven, 41 yards. That's number 87, Ryan Winky, the senior. So we'll see what happens here. It's a good snap. He will kick it. The kick is up, and it's good. Wow, what a leg.
Ooh, I love to see that, Jake. What was that, a 45-yarder? 41. So absolutely huge leg for a high school kicker there. And you always love to see that, Jake, where the special teams of high school are well-defined. And Cherokee Trail looking like a very well-coached team, Jake. And that discipline translates directly into special teams play.
A very impressive kick for sure. And that gives Cherokee Trail their first points of the evening. It's now 7-3 in favor of the Raiders. So that, again, was number 87, Ryan Winky, the senior tight end and kicker. A very nice kick on that, straight through the uprights, and made it all the way to the student section, so it had some more yards. But he'll be kicking off from the 40-yard line, 5 seconds into the second quarter.
Winky to kick off for Cherokee Trail.
Winky gets set. And the kick is not as far as his first one. It will be fielded by the Raiders. That's number 12, Will Dines, around the 30. He got, oh, man, there was kind of a clothesline block and some late skirmishing. A flag is thrown, not at the clothesline, but on near the sideline. So we'll see if that was possibly a face mask on Cherokee Trail. Steven, did you see anything?
I did not. The only thing I could think was that might have been a dangerous hit, but there, number 44 there with a fitting name, Declan Brown there, absolutely clocking him. So great block there by Declan and really gave Raiders a great chance to return. We'll see if they can continue their fantastic possessions, Jake, driving into Cherokee, deep into Cherokee Trail zone each time.
So that is a face mask on the Cougars. They will march off the 15-yard penalty.
Penalty moves the ball to the 39-yard line. First down.
Oh, excuse me. I guess it was a 5-yard face mask, so only the ball will only be moved 5 yards. But good field position for the Raiders to begin their third offensive drive of the evening. And here comes Matt Hotelling. Cherokee Trail lining up again in a 4-3-4. Hotelling under center. In motion, A.J. Shaw. Hotelling's going to fake it. And excuse me, this is Zach Heath. Zach Heath getting his first action of the season. Zach Heath scrambling for 5 yards. Steven, I didn't even notice he was in.
And Jake, this is the first snap we've seen him take all season outside of the scrimmage. And I really like seeing Zach Heath there going for a quick run. I think they'll use him more like a Tim Tebow as the Jets use just for quick run plays, like Tebow had that 22-yard run. So I think Zach Heath will become that. I don't know why Hotelling's out, though.
Well, I did talk to Nolan a couple days ago, and he said that he did want to get Zach Heath into the game more, possibly use a multi-quarterback system. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like a late snap. But really interesting to see because Matt Hotelling has played well. So obviously this move was planned beforehand to get Zach Heath some snaps.
And that's going to be a false start on the Raiders, Jake. So we'll see here what the Raiders can do with that. Goes back to 2nd and 10, right back to where they started. You really hate to negate runs where you put your quarterback at jeopardy, negating Zach Heath's run from earlier.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd down and 10 right where they started on 1st down. And Zach Heath under center. Man in motion, Alex Mitchell. Alex Mitchell again, and there's another flag. We'll see what this is about. Steven, it looks to be on the Raiders. Really unfortunate. These pre-snap penalties really disappointing, and it looks to be another false start on the Raiders. Excuse me. Illegal procedure, and that's really what I talked about that they should cut down on from last game.
And Jake, the other foul was also an illegal procedure. It wasn't a false start. So 2 illegal procedures. Actually, 12 of their 24 penalties were illegal procedures last week. So you really got to question what the coaching staff is doing about it at this point, Jake.
2nd and 15. The ball keeps getting moved farther back, and Heath, and again, oh, wow. That's a questionable play call, or flag. They're going to call another false start. False start is the same as a legal procedure, so it will now be 2nd and 20. Really shocking. I don't know if I've seen that ever.
I'm really disappointed here, Jake. Raiders having no penalties for such a long time in this game and then just snap 3 off right like that. And you got to see if we're going to see the old Raiders here with 24 penalties or if they can cut this out right now.
10:30 left to go in the first half. 2nd and 20. Heath is going to pitch it to Jalen Williams, and Jalen Williams has nowhere to go. He'll be taken down at the 28-yard line for a gain of nothing, and it'll be 3rd and 20.
And, Jake, I imagine here we might see a variation of the Screaming Falcon, maybe see the Eagle where there's not a cutback receiver, but I think you really need to put Hotelling in to run that play. I haven't seen Zach Heath throw the ball, and I imagine we'll see him here because you can't imagine them running the ball on a 3rd and 20.
So Heath will be under center with 4 receivers. And the Cherokee Trail DBs are far from the line of scrimmage as they should be. And there's a flag. That was Alex Mitchell jumping on the near side early. So it will now be 3rd and 25. That is the 4th pre-snap false start of the drive.
Jake, Raiders need to calm their nerves here. We really don't want to see the Raiders we saw last week. So we'll see what they can do here. I really think this is something the Raiders need to focus on with such a young team. Coach Nolan, I don't doubt he's been working on discipline with these guys, but it looks like it needs a little more work, Jake.
Yeah, Steven, you kind of jinxed the team by saying it was a really clean game in the first quarter for the Raiders. Now the laundry is flying. Zach Heath, he'll have to throw it at least 25 yards. 3 receivers in motion, number 14. It's going to be a handoff. Number 14 will take it, and he'll be tripped up immediately. Cody Lippert. So 4th down and 25. And now the question is, will Sebastian Harris's punt make it past the first down marker.
And Jake, you never like to ask that in high school, but Sebastian, such a fantastic punter that I imagine he will. And we'll see if the Raiders can get down and maybe get a good tackle here to keep Cherokee Trail out of their end. And you never like to see that. We saw that a lot against Mullen. Their worst starting field position to 37 other than one possession. So we'll see what the Raiders can do here.
A nice punt size, Sebastian Harris. Ooh, it actually goes out of bounds, so we'll see where it's spotted. The ref is contemplating. He will spot it in Raider territory. That is a generous out-of-bounds spot, and Stephen, it did not cover the line of scrimmage. That's about a 25-yard punt, and that's unfortunate for Sebastian Harris.
And it really is, Jake. He's usually such a consistent punter. Not as consistent as in past years with Sandy Fisher, but he's still a very good punter for high school, so you never like to see him have a punt like that.
8:50 to go in the first half when the Cherokee Trail Cougars and Eric Johnson will take over on offense on the Regis Jesuit 45-yard line. There's a whistle on the play. And they're going to switch out the football. That's an interesting stoppage of play. So that will give Cherokee Trail a new play clock, so they'll get to re-huddle and maybe rethink what they want to do.
Definitely, Jake. I imagine Cherokee Trail, their run game has been working very well. I bet we'll probably see the slicing and dicing of Cameron Currington again. And it looks like, Jake, interesting thing here, a lot of Cherokee Trail players play both sides of the ball.
Yeah, number 2, Sherman Thomas in motion, and Thomas will cut it up. He's got a nice gain of about 8 to the Regis Jesuit 37. Sherman Thomas on that carry.
And, Jake, I really like the looks of Cherokee Trail's run game so far. If they can switch it between Sherman Thomas and Cameron Currington, we'll see something similar to the Raiders had with Grant Neal and Chuk Obana.
Ball on the 37. Eric Johnson lining up under center. 4 receivers, and Sherman Thomas will be in motion again. It'll be a fake pitch to him. He's looking deep down the field in the middle. Got his man, number 28. He actually had 2 receivers right next to each other. Number 29, Connor Stevens on the reception. A nice pitch and catch by the Cougars.
And, Jake, we see that quick passes over the middle beats the Raiders every time. I've been saying it for weeks, and I'll say it again. If they keep using the West Coast passing scheme, they will have a good shot at defeating these Regis Jesuit Raiders.
Ball on the 13 for Johnson's Cougars. 4 receivers now. We'll see what the Regis defense can do with their backs pressed against the red zone. Sherman Thomas in motion. It's going to be a toss to him. Thomas will scoot his way inside for a gain of 3.
And, Jake, we'll see what Cherokee Trail can do with this. Raiders having a fantastic goal line defense, as we know from previous weeks, so we'll see if they can hold them to another field goal. And I think if you're Cherokee Trail and you don't get these next 2 plays into the end zone, you got to kick a field goal because your kicker is so good and so consistent.
7:30 to go in the first half. Eric Johnson's going to do a quick pass to the outside. That was well-timed, and that'll be a first down. A nice play design on that for the immediate pass on the right side.
And, Jake, I can't see Cherokee Trail not scoring here, but if the Raiders do manage to hold them, this will be a big victory for the Raiders. They did have the momentum in the early going, but it looks like Cherokee Trail really turning that around, so we'll see here. If Cherokee Trail can take this momentum into the locker room, maybe with another stop on the Raiders' next possession.
And it'll be a quarterback sneak into the end zone for a touchdown. Eric Johnson for the touchdown, and it is now 9-7. It's a touchdown. So Eric Johnson finishing off what's a very fruitful drive for the Cougars, marching about 45 yards. So a good job there, and unfortunate that now the Regis lead is gone. So in to attempt the extra point is Ryan Winky. An extra point is about a 20-yard field goal. Winky's kick is up, and it is good. So 10-7 now. We're going to take a quick break and catch you back up for the kickoff. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lou Kellogg Stadium here on the beautiful Regis Jesuit Aurora campus for today's Week 4 battle. Cherokee Trail has just taken the lead on a 2-yard Eric Johnson quarterback sneak. Winky's kick longer this time, and it'll be fielded by Dines on the 2-yard line. Dines going to take it out on the right side. Dines moving it across the 20-yard line to about the 22. So Regis Jesuit will have a long way to go on offense.
Will Dines really progressing as a kick returner in these past weeks since the Mullen game, Jake, and I really like to see him returning here. So really liking to see Will Dines stepping in for Chuk and really building on himself as an overall player, Jake.
7:05 left to go in the second quarter. It will be Zach Heath out once again. And trips to the left, one receiver right. In motion, A.J. Shaw. Zach Heath going to hand it off to Williams, and Williams will get maybe one. There's a flag on the play. Steven, did you see what the call was?
I didn't see anything, Jake. I imagine it could be holding against the Raiders. They're notorious for it.
And it is a face mask on Cherokee Trail. Not a 15-yard personal foul, rather a 5-yard penalty, so that will give the Raiders some good yardage on their first play.
And, Jake, do you know the difference between a 5 and a 15-yard face mask? Because, personally, I don't.
From what I understand, a 15-yard personal foul is granted when the person actually twists the mask or uses the face mask in any way to help drag the tackler down. The 5-yard variety is administered when it's incidental contact with the face mask, so maybe he touches the face mask or grabs a hold to it but doesn't twist it and then lets go. Still a penalty, and A.J. Shaw in motion now. Heath, he's going to fake hand it off. He's going to scramble out to the left side. He's got no one in front of him. He could have run, and instead the ball's picked off. That's number 3, Evan White, taking it to the end zone. A really bad decision by Zach Heath. He had a first down. All he had to do was run, but instead it's now 16-7.
Welcome to high school football, Jake. That is Zach Heath's first throw, and it will end in 6 points for Cherokee Trail. That's not what you want to do. I imagine we'll see hoteling next possession.
That's really disappointing because I could see Evan White looming in the backfield, just feeding on Zach Heath's movements and eyes. He knew that Heath was going to throw it across the middle of the field, and Evan White swooped in like a falcon to snatch that ball, and he had no one in front of him. Zach Heath was taken out of the play. An easy trot to the end zone. So now it's a 2-score game, and pending on Winky's extra point, that's unfortunate.
Jake, it really is. Zach Heath's confidence definitely shaken by that one. And he looks to be a running quarterback, so I don't think he is a Tim Tebow prototype almost. So I really think they need to keep him running the ball and keep it out of the air with him.
Before the kick was snapped, that is a timeout, Cherokee Trail. Interesting to call a timeout before an extra point. Seems like you're kind of wasting a timeout. 6:32 is the time on the clock when the touchdown was scored. Our cameraman Joe Quigley tells me that Cherokee Trail didn't have enough players on the field, so strangely enough, the kick went through. We'll see if anything happens the second time around for Ryan Winky. It's a good snap. The hold is there. Winky's extra point is up and is perfect. A good kicker gets you a lot of points, and it's now 17-7.
And, Jake, if you're the Raiders, you have to score on this possession. You can't go in the locker room with a low deficit. I know they do have an average of 14 points in the fourth quarter and 11.3-point average in the third quarter, but they've only averaged 7 in the first half, and they really need to break that spell, Jake.
Yeah, really, Regis had a lot of momentum early in the game, fresh off that nice opening touchdown drive on the run by John Schmidt. But the momentum had quickly turned. A 41-yard field goal by Ryan Winky, combined with a powerful drive for the Cougars, culminating in a 2-yard quarterback sneak, and then right there a pick-6 interception to bring the game to its current score of 17-7.
And, folks, if your game is a little spotty, go watch it on chassa.tv. Our moderator, Miss Dawkins, said the picture on there is crystal clear and there's no buffering issues. We will put a link up on the site, but if you beat us to it, please go to chassa.tv.com to watch this game.
6:32 to go in the first half. Ryan Winky with the kick. Dines fielding at the 10. Dines will carry it out to the right side, and he will be tripped up, and he gets the ball to the 27.
And Jake, you love to see Will Dines there getting even further and further, and I can feel it. One of these times he's going to end up in the end zone. But Raiders here, Jake, what do you think the plan for the Raiders is on this drive?
Well, I think Matt Hotelling will probably see him out again, and really I think Regis needs to do a better job of finding holes in the running game and possibly completing some passes, because really that's been the main struggle throughout this season. And it is Matt Hotelling lining up, trips to the left side, and Hotelling will scramble out on the left side, and he's going to throw downfield off his back foot to John. That's Elliot DeJour. Just past him. Hotelling was actually falling as he let that go. 6:18 to go in the first half.
And Jake, yeah, I love seeing the Raiders take some deep shots here at the end zone. They can really burn a lot of teams because they aren't expecting him to throw deep, so absolutely fantastic.
2nd and 10 on the 25-yard line for the Raiders. Hotelling leading the Raider offense. Again, Zach Heath threw the pick-6 interception. Alex Mitchell in motion now. Almost a quick start, but Alex Mitchell runs into number 87, Ryan Winky, the just Terminator, pounding in field goals, extra points, and slamming Alex Mitchell in the backfield.
And Jake, he's got to be careful. That was almost another face mask. Cherokee Trail, their vicious hits coming with some form issues, but I don't think Alex Mitchell is worried about his tackling form. He's working about getting the stars away from floating around his head.
5:49 to go in the first half. Hotelling under center. The Cherokee Trail Cougars are in a 4-3-4 again. And Hotelling, man in motion, Alex Mitchell. And it'll be a handoff up the middle to Jalen Williams, who takes it across the 30-yard line. It will still be 3rd and very long. Oh, no, excuse me, that's 4th down. So now Regis will have to punt, and Cherokee Trail will get the ball with more than 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Jake, if you're Regis here, you have to have a good punt. You have to come out with strong defense. Because if Cherokee Trail gets any more points in this half, the game is going to be hard to come back and win.
Sebastian Harris's first 2 punts have been not exactly what he would have liked. 2 about 25-yard punts, and here's Sebastian now on his 3rd kick, almost blocked by Winky, and fielded by number 11, Dominique Grady. Grady taking it across the field. Here he's up to the 50. A nice return, and that's a good field position there for the Cougars.
And Jake, you said there was almost blocked by Winky. That man is all over the field tonight. Both sides of the special teams ball on defense. I'm waiting to see him trot out here on offense and make a touchdown catch.
Ryan Winky, certainly my leading candidate for player of the game. 1st and 10 for the Cougars from the Raider 44-yard line, starting in Regis territory, and there's a quick outside handoff for a couple yards.
And we'll see on my roster, Jake, Winky listed as a tight end. So if we see him on all 4 possible sides of the ball, that'll be very interesting. That'll make him a super Iron Man.
4:24 now to go in the second quarter. The score is 17-7. Eric Johnson leading his Cougar offense to the line. Regis in a 3-4 defensive front, interesting with 4 linebackers. Eric Johnson shouting Sherman Thomas to go in motion. It's a pitch to Thomas. Thomas will take it inside. He's hard to tackle, and he gets maybe 4 or 5 yards, so a nice run by Thomas.
A really great run by Thomas there, Jake, in the Cherokee Trail run game, looking like it's just tearing at Regis Jesuit, and this will really open up some passing lanes for Cherokee Trail later, so Regis really needs to focus on shutting down Eddie Gonzalez and Michael Gunther. Got to get hyped and got to start blocking up these holes in the front line.
3:37 to go now in the half. Eric Johnson in the shotgun, something we haven't seen a lot. He's going to roll back and do a quick pass to the outside, and the pass falls harmlessly to the ground, so it will be 4th down and 4 from the 39. So an interesting decision. Steven, if you are Cherokee Trail, do you go for it here?
Jake, with the way the Regis offense has been playing outside of the first 4 minutes, I think you do, but we'll see. Here looks like they're going to punt.
Joshua Welcher out in punt formation. You know, you have to watch the fake and these sort of situations late in the half in Regis Jesuit territory. 3:30 to go. It is a snap to Welcher. Welcher will punt it. And at the 10-yard line, it's going to be fielded. Interesting decision not to let it go. Will Dines, a really bad decision not to let it go into the end zone. These are just mental errors that have been killing the Raiders.
And that's the second time we've seen dangerous fieldings by the Raiders, Jake. I don't know if maybe the coaches are telling the punt returners to go for it, get as many yards as you can, but I really think you should have let that go into the end zone, Jake.
Completely 100% agree, Steven. So we'll see if the Regis Jesuit offense can do anything left in the final 3:21. It will be Matt Hotelling out once again, so we'll see if Regis will go to the air more at the end of the half. 3 receivers and 1 tight end flank. That's A.J. Shaw. Hotelling. He's going to hand it off up the middle. And there's a fumble on the play. It looks like Regis recovers. That's really dangerous, and that was almost disaster.
And, Jake, if they would have given that up, that would have been a serious problem. So we'll see here what Regis can do. I imagine, Jake, we'll see possibly a deep throw by Hotelling followed by a couple of runs. That just seems the Regis way of ball to go about these things.
2:48 to go in the second quarter now. Hotelling in the same formation as the last play. Tight end flank on the right, A.J. Shaw. Man in motion now, John Schmidt. And it's a handoff to Schmidt. Oh, excuse me, Elliot DeJour, number 9. And DeJour, they're trying to strip the ball from him. And he did a good job hanging onto the ball. And that's a Regis Jesuit first down across the 25-yard line.
Absolutely really strong arms there by Elliot DeJour, but he needs to know he needs to go down quicker, Jake. I know he wants the extra yards, but Cherokee Trail really looking like a strip-heavy team, and they got it out there a play before, so really need to think if you're a Regis Jesuit runner here.
2:24 to go now. Matt Hotelling under center. Cherokee Trail lining up in a 4-3. Hotelling's going to hand it off to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams will power for maybe 8 yards, so a good run, but you got to worry about the clock here, Steven. As the clock passes 2 minutes, we'll see if Regis will air it out now.
And they do have 2 timeouts, Jake, so you have a little to work with here. From what I've seen of the Raiders, they have a decent-looking 2-minute offense, so I imagine they could definitely do something here with Hotelling's run game. I imagine we'll see a Screaming Falcon or an Eagle run here soon. I haven't seen another pass play in the Regis playbook.
So the Raider offense is now in trips to the right on this 2nd down and 2. Shaw in motion, and he's going to fake it, scramble out to the right, Hotelling. He's going to pass it to number 80, Alex Mitchell. A nice job on the sidelines to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
And there it is, Jake. Screaming Falcon. The quick comeback on the sideline after a fake handoff where Hotelling runs out. He either finds Alex Mitchell or Elliot DeJour. So that is Screaming Falcon. Cherokee Trail still not finding a way to stop that. And we'll see if Regis can capitalize on that by maybe running it again and again.
1:30 to go in the first half, and there's a penalty on the field. There was an ineligible man downfield, so I think that's going to negate that entire pitch and catch to Alex Mitchell. It will not be 2nd and 2 now. It will be 2nd and almost 7. So, man, these Regis penalties are just shooting themselves. I wouldn't say in the foot, more like shooting themselves in the thigh. That's really unfortunate, and now 1:30 to go. The clock is running. The Raider offense sort of in a stupor here, not really doing anything. I don't know if they realize that the clock is now under 1:20 to go. Hotelling under center. And A.J. Shaw in motion from left to right. He's going to hand it off to Jalen Williams, so it looks like Regis is just playing for the half.
And, Jake, you really like to see him maybe call a timeout here and throw it deep. At least try something to maybe even get into field goal range. Harrison Thrasher does have a good leg on him. So really wondering what Regis is thinking here.
They're down in 4, 50 seconds left to go. Hoteling probably just going to run it based on the way the Raider offense ran the last play. And it will be a handoff to Williams. Williams will take it across the 39-yard line for a first down. 38 seconds to go. The clock will stop. We'll see if Coach Nolan will call timeout or if he just doesn't believe that his offense can do anything.
And Jake, I don't know if he doesn't believe in his offense or not, but he's got to believe in Harrison Thrasher's leg. I mean, they're probably only, what do you think, 40 yards out of his kicking range? Maybe even 35?
I would say the line to game for the Raiders is maybe the 25-yard line. That'd be about a 42-yard field goal for Harrison. I know he has kicked longer, but in game situations, his leg has not been tested this year. So with that timeout, it looks like Coach Mark Nolan will try to draw up some plays before the half ends. It's been a really exciting first half of play, Steven, and I think really disappointing that Regis has let go of the momentum, but hopefully they can possibly come out with some points late here.
And for our frequent viewers out there, this might be reminding you of the soccer game we saw last night between Regis and Heritage. Regis doing so many things right, but not being able to come away with a win. I know I was there broadcasting my cameraman tonight, Joe Quigley, and he is like the Ryan Winky of broadcasting, does everything from producing to broadcasting to cameraman. So we'll see here what the Raiders do, Jake. I imagine we'll at least see a Falcon throw. They do have 3 out there set up to do it.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Trips to the right side. Hotelling's going to scramble out to the right. Looking downfield, flag on the play. That'll be holding. And the ball was dropped by number 14, Cody Lippert. So even if that was caught, it would have been coming out because of the flag. Holding against the Raiders. 32 seconds left to go, Steven. Just not looking sharp mentally.
And, Jake, I think the philosophy for Nolan here has to be one deep throw, and then you just take it into the locker room. I can't see him. I can see the Raiders running it, but I think you really got to give Jalen Williams a rest here. Let him recuperate and see what he can do in the second half. You got to take your 10-point deficit and accept it. Say, we're in a good place here. They could have scored again, and just be happy with where you are.
Stoppage of play. They really moved that ball far back. Right now it's 1st and 23 for the Raiders. So, yeah, the holding penalty is 10 yards back from where the penalty occurred. And in this case, it occurred in the backfield. So, Hotelling will have a big field to work with 32 seconds left. In motion, number 80, Alex Mitchell. And it'll be a fake handoff to Alex and a handoff to Jalen up the middles to about the 28. So, Steven, I assume Regis will just walk into the half.
Do you use your last time out here, Jake, and throw one more deep one?
I don't think that's the way that Mark Nolan plays. I think that Regis will try to regroup in the half. It doesn't look right now that they're in any hurry to do anything. And indeed, Nolan will begin his walk to the locker room. So at the half, the score is Regis Jesuit 7, Cherokee Trail 17. We'll set you up now for the Raider recap with Joe Quigley and Andrew Reel. We'll catch you back for the second half.
Welcome back, Raiders. My name is Joe Quigley. I'm the cameraman for the evening, along with Andrew Reel, and we're going to be giving you your Raiders recap for the evening. Start off, you look at that scoreboard, 7-17 in favor of the Cherokee Trail Cougars. You can't be too happy with the result. What do the Raiders have to do to come out in the second half and get the result they're looking for?
Well, Joe, I think they got to definitely capitalize on the positions they get put in. I mean, in the second quarter, the Raiders definitely had a lot of chances to make big plays, and then just squandered it with senseless penalties and missed opportunities.
Absolutely. We saw on the first drive, John Schmidt busting out a big 48-yard touchdown run off a reverse. We need to see more of that first drive out of the Raiders. They need to play like that the entire game.
Well, they definitely do. What you see with that first drive is a strong, consistent drive. A lot of, maybe only 4 to 5 yard plays, but those little gains really start to add up and they really wear down on those defenses.
Absolutely. And this Cherokee Trail defense is definitely giving the Raiders a run for their money. They're playing phenomenal nose grind defense. They're getting to the ball off the line. They even have a pick six off quarterback Zach Heath. That gave them their second score of the game.
And that's the last thing the Regis Raiders needed before going into halftime, because that just takes so much momentum away from them to have such a bad turnover like that, just a straight pick six.
Jalen Williams definitely playing very well tonight for the Raiders. He's been stepping into those shoes of Chukuma and Grant Neal. Definitely big shoes to fill, but he's doing a great job out there tonight.
And that's definitely a position where the Regis Raiders are going to have a lot of depth. I mean, their running backs are just consistent. So when one goes down, there's always another willing in to step in and take their place.
That's another great thing about this Raiders offense and defense. We've got very, very deep team. All the players are absolutely phenomenal. And not only are all of our players very good, they all want to play. They want to get in there. They want to be under those lights. So when they finally get their chance, it's very, very big for them.
Yeah, and that's always a great thing to see on this team. I mean, I know from experience over the summer that they're just a group of guys, and I played on a lot of football teams, but I've never seen a camaraderie like this team has, and that chemistry makes a big difference, and it will really start to impact the season as it comes down the pipe.
Absolutely, and tonight we're seeing a lot of chemistry between Matt Hotaling and DeJour Elliott, both sophomores, first year on varsity. I think we can look to see some big things from them in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys got to realize out there is this is just the beginning of those two guys' career. And starting as a sophomore, they're going to have plenty of opportunity to build depth and build skills going into the future.
Absolutely. The Raiders definitely need to come out in the second half. They need to come out flying. They need to get a quick score. They have to be the first scorer of this half, and they'll definitely turn the tide for the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, they may be down right now, but a 10-point deficit is definitely something they can overcome. This team has the ability to strike quick and strike fast, so I feel that they're planning to do that, and they're going to come out and get her done.
Not only do they have the ability to strike fast and strike quick, they already have tonight. We've seen that ability of the Raiders, so hopefully we see it some more in the second half.
You're right, Joe, and that had to be very demoralizing to those Cherokee Trail Cougars, just having the Regis Raiders come out and score so fast on them. And I believe if the Regis Raiders can do that again, it could really put the mental focus on Cherokee Trail and give them lapses in judgment.
Speaking of focus, the Raiders' offense definitely needs to work on those pre-snap penalties. There's a series out there where they had 4 illegal procedure calls right in a row. The Raiders really need to lock down their mental capacity and really just play the football they know how to play.
And Joe, there's just no excuse for that. I mean, even at the high school level, I could see 1 or 2 penalties, maybe 3, but 4, that's just ridiculous.
I could see 1, 2, or 3, maybe within the entire course of the game, but 4 in a row is just inexcusable. They're definitely going to work on that. You definitely heard about that in the locker room right now.
Oh, I mean, they got to be. And knowing this staff, they're not going to be too happy about that. That's not the way they coach them, and that's not the way they should be playing right now. But another thing to remember is they're also a young team under the lights, even though it's the 3rd game or the 4th game. It's still very nerve-wracking for them. So that could also have a big impact on it.
This is definitely a big game tonight here at Lou Kellogg Stadium. We got a huge Regis student section, definitely having a fun time, having a little dance party. Cherokee Trail's just down the road, very close to it, so we're going to have a big crowd on tap here tonight. Definitely in-league rivals. It's gonna be a good night for the Raiders.
It is going to be a good night for the Raiders, and this is a big game for them to kind of build that confidence in here going going into the conference schedule above 500. Give them some confidence, give them some swagger.
Absolutely. And go back to Jalen Williams and our running back core. Chase Bertinelli has definitely come up big tonight. He stepped in when Jalen needs a break, and he's just getting a lot of yards after contact. He reminds me a lot of Denver Broncos' own Willis McGahee. Gets hit by 3 guys and just keeps on going, keeps on trucking.
And you got to love those power backs. They got the tenacity to keep on going even after first contact and make some yards. And those are some punishing hits, not just on Chase, but that Chase is delivering. So that's going to wear down on those linebackers a lot after the game.
Absolutely. And it's good to see Chase stepping in as that power running back spot for Grant Neal. Chuk was our first starting speed running back, and Jalen Williams stepping in for him. And now we have Chase Bertinelli in for Grant Neal on the power back spot. It's great to see that kind of depth.
It is great to see that kind of depth. And like I said earlier, Joe, this Regis team is just full of it, and they're young too. So in the future years, get ready to see a true dynasty really start to be building. This is year one of it.
I would even go so far as to say that the dynasty started 2 years ago when we were at that run to state championship. We went undefeated all the way into that game. I'd like to say that's when the dynasty started.
You know, Joe, you really could make a solid argument for where that dynasty started, but I like to see it as starting in this year. This is usually around the time that coaches' programs really start to send in. We could see that with Notre Dame offensive coordinator with Brian Kelly. It's his 3rd year in the program, and it's really starting to mesh, and that's kind of the reaction Nolan's having now.
Absolutely. It's great to see a team this young be playing so well. They're 2-1 on the season, and they're just an absolutely young team. It's great to see that they're already stepping up to the big leagues, and it's just only going to get better from here.
It's only going to get better. That's right, Joe, because year after year, we just bring in another great class, both as young men and as football players.
During the interview we aired earlier, Coach Bob McPhee definitely said that the ultimate goal tonight from the offense and defense was to win a ball game, in his own words. Do you think, what are the Raiders' biggest keys to come out and win this game?
Well, I think Coach Mack definitely makes a strong point. At the end of the day, you could say all the goals you have in mind, but at the end of the day, it all matters if you get that W or that L. And I think the Raiders need to come out. They need to stay calm. They need to stay composed. They need to come out, get ready for a battle, get some long, sustainable drives that really start to wear down this Cherokee Trail defense and take them out of the game mentally, and that victory should come.
Would you call this a must-win game for the Raiders?
I wouldn't call it a must-win game. I mean, it's definitely a plus if you win it because, like I said, you go into conference play, and it's a pretty good conference this year with Thunder Ridge and Chaparral really stepping it up this year, kind of big surprises in the state. But, yeah, I don't know if I'd call it a must-win, but it would definitely help.
Let's talk about this weekend's Denver Broncos game. This weekend, the Denver Broncos go up against the I'm not entirely 100% sure who they're playing, but I would definitely call that the Broncos game this weekend against the Texans a must-win game. They just came off a not-so-great showing from the Denver Broncos offense. Peyton Manning threw 3 interceptions. We definitely like to see them bounce back from that.
We definitely would like to see them bounce back from that, Joe, but we got to remember that it's a long season, and there's plenty of other opportunities if the Broncos and the Raiders mess up on this time.
Absolutely. And looking down here on the field, we've already got our kickers out getting ready for the second half. 4 minutes until kickoff for the second half. Thanks for listening to the Raiders recap with Joe Quigley and Andrew Reel. We'll see you back very soon.
Ole, 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 Regis Raiders.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the start of our second half here at Lou Kellogg Stadium at Regis Jesuit High School. After one half, the score is Cherokee Trail 17, Regis Jesuit 7. Regis Jesuit struck first on a nice 28-yard scamper by John Schmidt early in the first quarter on their first drive of the half, but Cherokee Trail struck back with a long 41 field goal on the leg of Ryan Winky, who then Cherokee Trail got the ball back for a long drive, finally punched in on a 2-yard quarterback sneak by Eric Johnson, and finally Zach Heath throwing his first pass of his high school career, intercepted by Evan White, who took it back to the house to give us our score of 17-7. We're beginning the third quarter here. Regis Jesuit will be kicking off. That's number 87, Vince Saban. So it's been a very entertaining first half. Saban ready to kick. Saban with a low line drive kick that goes straight out of bounds. That's awful.
And Jake, that's going to be great field possession for Cherokee Trail. I don't know really what happened there with Vince. He's usually so consistent and such a good teacher. So we'll see here. That's going to be spotted at, is that the 40 or the 35, Jake?
It looks to be spotted at the 35. So actually not as bad as it could be. In college and professional football, the ball goes out to the 40-yard line on kicks out of bounds, but that kick had no chance of staying in bounds. It was a low line drive that went straight out. So here comes Eric Johnson to leave his Cougar offense out. 4 wide receivers. Man in motion. Number 2, Sherman Thomas. Sherman Thomas will get tripped up quickly for a gain of 1.
And Jake, that's not what we're used to seeing from Cherokee Trail. They ran the ball so well in the first half. We'll see if they go back to the run play and try to get it going again, even though that first play wasn't successful.
2nd and 9 now for the Cougar offense. Cherokee Trail did pretty well on offense in the first half, although 7 of their points were from a pick-6 interception. Eric Johnson, again, Sherman Thomas in motion, and he will fake the toss to Thomas, toss it around to number 35, Darian Belt, who no one was on him for a while. There's a flag, possibly a late hit, but as it stands, it's a Cherokee Trail first down.
And we'll see what the call is, Jake. Really interesting. There's a flag here. It looks like it'll be a helmet-to-helmet hit on Regis.
That's really unfortunate because it makes a first down turn even worse. Personal fouls are a 15-yard penalty, so now the ball is in Regis Jesuit territory at the 39-yard line.
And, Jake, if you're the Raiders, you can't do that. You can't get back to this undisciplined game. Only committed 5 penalties in the first half, which is a real improvement on the Mullen game, but you can't let that slip here.
So Eric Johnson now in a quick effort to get his troops to the line. Sherman Thomas in motion. It'll be a handoff up the middle to number 35, Darian Belt, who gets 4 yards.
And, Jake, there's the Cherokee Trail running game we're used to seeing.
There are 2 flags on the field.
And I imagine it'll at least be a holding, so it should be coming back. I can't see both. Face mask on Regis. And that was the same flag, only 1 flag. So
it was seen by 2 referees, but only 1 penalty. And again, Regis struggling here with the penalties, just as they did last weekend against Mullen when they racked up like 23 penalties en route to their 35-7 defeat.
And Jake, they do only have 7 here. It's nowhere near the 24 they put up last week. But if you're Regis, you got to stay disciplined. This is a young team, which is a key fact, so we'll see.
11:07 to go in the third quarter. Man in motion, number 10. There are flags on the play. This one is against the Cougars.
And, Jake, that'll bring our penalty total for the game to 13, 6 for the Cougars, 7 for the Raiders. So definitely a much cleaner game. Oh, that won't be a Cougar foul, Jake.
Well, I was completely wrong, Stephen. I thought I saw the Cougars jump early, but it must have been encroachment or something on the Raiders. So once again, that's really bad.
And the Raiders really shooting themselves in the foot here, Jake. We'll see what they can do defensively back in the zone.
Our awesome cameraman, Joe Quigley, just enlightened me that was for 12 men on the field. Now Eric Johnson's going to roll back in the pocket plenty of time, hives it to the end zone, and he is untouched. Lack of coverage. Shane Moody late getting there to number 8, Brandon Berry. Brandon Berry had to wait a minute or two till the ball finally got to him, but that's a touchdown, and now it's 23-7.
Jake, where was the coverage on that? I completely don't know what happened there. I'm pretty sure if the Raiders didn't even know he was on that side or if they just ran a good route. But really shocking play there. You don't see defense typically that poor at this level. I mean, wow, Jake, wow.
Wow is right, Steven. Brandon Berry was literally making a campsite in his corner of the end zone, just waiting for the ball to float to him. He was literally stationed. The extra point is good, so the score is 24-7, and Regis Jesuit keeps building themselves a bigger pyramid to cross.
And, Jake, I think they did hold Cherokee Trail to no points there at the end of that first half, but this is just as bad. So we'll see what they do here. I really don't think that was any important thing. So we'll see here if the Raiders get maybe a big return or a big throw to get them back in this game. I'm kind of feeling despairing. I don't have much hope here after that scoring drive, Jake.
Well, Steven, you are usually a really hopeful guy, so that's definitely a sign if the Steven Snyder's not feeling very hopeful about this game. We need a good drive by the Raiders possibly to get some points, a touchdown, or a field goal, and the kickoff will go into the end zone. Will Dines will not return it, and the ball will be out on the 20-yard line. But really, I can't stress enough on that pass how really it was just thrown up. I mean, it was a good pass in some regards, but it really floated up in the air for a while, and Brandon Berry was just sitting, waiting for the ball to fall, completely not in motion, literally staking a campsite.
And, Jake, there's really no response to that for the Raiders. Their secondary's weak, and Cherokee Trail figured it out and exploited it. We'll see here if the Raiders' run game can come up with something.
10:41 to go in the third quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Jalen Williams around the right side, and he is met by the line for a gain of about 1. So Cherokee Trail definitely looking stronger than they started, while I can't say the Raiders have improved.
And, Jake, if you're the Raiders, I think you just keep running the ball here. Passing hasn't been where your success has come. I mean, maybe you send a deep ball, but I think we see Jalen Williams 4 or 5 times here if they get a first down.
2nd and 8 on the 22. A.J. Shaw in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff. He's going to throw it to Alex Mitchell, who catches the ball and is tackled at around the 28-yard line. 29-yard line, he'll be just short of a first down, so it'll be 3rd and half a yard. 9:50 to go.
And, Jake, if you're the Raiders, I think you run it 4 times in a row here. So we'll see what happens.
9:36. It'll be 3rd down and short. Yeah, I agree, Steven. I think Regis definitely in an obvious running situation. John Schmidt in motion now, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle to Jalen Williams, who cuts it outside. He's got a lane down the field. The 40, the 50, dragged down from behind. And inside Cougar territory, but Jalen Williams is hurt. He takes it down to the Cougar 44-yard line, but Jalen Williams is slow to get up. And we'll see if they take him out of the game, Steven.
And they're taking him out here, Jake, but look at him run off there. So it doesn't look like he'll be hurt, just maybe a little shaken. Coach asked him if he's okay. He nods yes, so I think we'll see him back in really quickly.
That's a good sign, Steven. Jalen Williams, paramount for the Raiders' success on offense. Hoteling, going to fake handoff again, rolling out to the right. Pass to Alex Mitchell again inside. That's a very nice play, Steven. And the Raiders are close to a first down. I much prefer that over the outside hooks that the Raider receivers have to tiptoe the sidelines. The very nice pass to get Alex Mitchell some space.
And Alex Mitchell really becoming instrumental in the Raiders' pass game here, Jake. He's caught 4 or 5 of what's happened. It looks like Jalen Williams is back in, Jake.
So that's a Regis Jesuit first down, and Jalen Williams does indeed check back into the game. Man in motion, number 16, Thomas Donegan. Hotelling going to look down the right side, and the pass was way off from Alex Mitchell. Alex Mitchell broke in, and Hotelling threw outside, so that pass falls harmlessly to the turf.
And, Jake, I think if you're the Raiders, you just got to stick with your running game. It's been working very well. Your passing game has been effective, but hasn't been your real scorer or your effective play. So I think here we see Jalen Williams get the ball probably twice in a row.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Cougars. Interesting, Stephen. Cherokee Trail stacking the line with almost 9 people, and Hotelling's going to run straight up the field. What a brilliant play. Hotelling going to the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown. That's such a brilliant trick play to quick snap it to Hotelling before the Cougar defense can react, and Hotelling running for his life, and he scores.
Jake, if that was a called play, I think Coach Nolan is a prophet, because that was absolutely a fantastic play with everybody stacked in the box. Absolutely genius play. Great run, great speed by Hotelling. And, Jake, one of the more exciting plays you will see in all of high school football all year. Just fantastic planning by Nolan there. So, looks like Harrison Thrasher's going to make the kick.
And Joe Quigley's telling me that he saw Matt Hotelling and the center, Connor Shea, work on that during the half. So a brilliant call by McPhee and Nolan. And it is 14-24 with the extra point from Harrison Thrasher. So with 8:42 to go in the third quarter, we have new life here at Lou Kellogg Stadium. Regis Jesuit 14, Cherokee Trail 24.
And definitely, if they're working on that at half, we should have seen that Matt Hotelling there. Nobody else really moved, so I don't think half of Cherokee Trail's defense reacted. They only had 3 men chasing him once he got through the line of scrimmage. So actually, absolutely brilliant play there by Coach Nolan.
Cherokee Trail actually in disbelief that Regis did that, and really only Hotelling in the center moved. So I wonder if that was planned for the rest of the Regis line to stay slow. McPhee congratulating his troops, and Vince Saban's kickoff is better this time, but it'll be fielded at around the 10. And on the kick return, that's number 11, Dominique Grady, out to the 28-yard line.
And, Jake, we've seen consistent kick returning from Cherokee Trail all night, giving them good field position. And it's a real advantage that Cherokee Trail has been able to enjoy, and we'll see if they can capitalize on this better-than-average field position again, Jake.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line for the Cougars. Regis Jesuit in a 4-4 defensive front. And Johnson lining up with 4 receivers. He's going to hand a pitch off to Sherman Thomas. Sherman Thomas gets upended over the 30-yard line. He took quite a toll on that, Steven.
And that is some Raider defense right there, Jake, sending a message. We haven't seen that in the past 2 games, but in the first 2 games, that's what they really used to send a message. So great play there by the Raiders, and they're getting back to some real Regis Jesuit defense, hard-hitting and sending messages.
It looks, Steven, that there's been a big momentum change with the Regis Jesuit Raiders now, with a lot of spirit and passion on the field. So we'll see how Cherokee Trail can respond to that quick touchdown. Eric Johnson now. He's going to fake handoff and run it up the middle, and he's got some space. Out across the 50, trying to hurdle. Will Dines, the last man between Johnson and the end zone. A great job by Will Dines to trip him up over the 50-yard line.
And Jake, I think the first half, the story was running backs running the ball. I think second half's looking like it's turning into a story of quarterbacks running the ball. So it's really interesting when you have running quarterbacks like Cam Newton or Tim Tebow, and you can see their prototypes in high school and what they look like.
Yeah, Steve, and I firmly believe that if you have a quarterback that can effectively run the ball like a running back and throw like a true quarterback, that's almost impossible to defend. It's a handoff up the middle for the Cougars, and it'll get 5 yards, so 7:30 to go in the third quarter. And Cherokee Trail now into Regis Jesuit territory.
And Jake, I imagine we'll probably see a throw here soon from Cherokee Trail, looking to maybe catch Regis off guard. So we'll see here how the Raiders respond. I imagine they'll have people drop back, which looks like they do.
7:04 in the third quarter. Sherman Thomas in motion, and there's a fumble on the play. No, there's a whistle. There's a flag. The Regis coaches are jumping up and down, and it'll be interesting to see how this gets sorted out because it looked like possibly for a second that was a fumble.
And Jake, I saw the middle linebacker blitzing for Regis, but it's going to be a false start on Cherokee Trail. So I think that linebacker maybe made an offensive lineman for Cherokee Trail jump, Jake.
That would make sense, Steven. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for the Cougars after that false start penalty. Eric Johnson has done a pretty good job so far as quarterback with that nice touchdown pass to Brandon Berry. 2nd down and 10 in motion, Thomas. He's going to fake to hand off to Thomas and instead hand it off to number 10, Cameron Currington, who gets only 2 yards to set up a 3rd down and 8.
And Jake, as I said earlier, I think Cherokee Trail needed to throw the ball there. So we'll see what they're able to do here. I really feel that Cherokee Trail has not established their passing game well enough to use it as effectively as they might want to. Interesting thing here, Eddie Gonzalez not in the game. We'll see if that affects the pass rush for the Raiders.
6:18 to go in the third quarter. Back in the shotgun is Johnson. He's going to roll back for a wide receiver middle screen to number 33. Floated that pass a little too much, and they will not get the first down. Steven, I think that if Johnson had thrown that a little quicker, he number 33, that's Jackson Burrell, would have had more space in front of him.
And it'll be interesting to see here whether they go for it or punt. It looks like they'll be bringing out the punt team, Jake.
Steven, we have yet to see a fake punt this year, but I do imagine it will happen soon. This is an interesting scenario because really they're only 2 yards away, so you got to keep your eyes open if you're the Regis Jesuit defense.
And they're kind of in that no man's land, Jake. So definitely interesting to see here. I imagine we could see one this game, definitely. It has a lot of setup.
So it will be a snap to Joshua Wilbert, who has a nice high punt. It will be fair caught, and it bounces backwards, but it is still well within the 20-yard line. So a nice punt by Wilbert, really, to pin the Raiders within their own red zone. So with 5:19, the Regis Jesuit offense will march its troops onto the field. And we're going to take a quick break as the offense gets ready. Hoteling here with the handoff to Jalen Williams. And Jalen Williams stopped immediately at the line. So really, Steven, Jalen Williams not having as much luck finding gaps as he had in the first quarter.
And, Jake, they really picked up on that. I'm surprised we haven't seen too much of Chase Bertinelli with maybe an outside run with his fantastic speed. I really think they could burn Cherokee Trail as Cherokee Trail is stacking so many in the box.
4:50 to go in the third quarter. Regis Jesuit down 10. In motion, number 16, Thomas Donegan. Hotelling's going to hand off. No, he's not. He's going to fake the handoff. And number 87, you know who, Winky there with the sack of Hotelling to force the Raiders deep within their own territory.
And Winky, a true renaissance man of the football world, Jake. He does it all. I even saw him out there for a play on offense. So he's now played offensive, defensive, special teams, and offensive defense. So really out there and quite a gifted athlete, Jake.
Yeah, Winky reminding me a lot of the Terminator, just doing everything. 3rd and 20 now. Hotelling's going to scramble out to the right. He's going to wait for his receivers to get downfield now. Pass to DeJour, and Elliot DeJour gets bumped out over the 20-yard line, so that will not be enough for a first down, although that was a nice pitch and catch from Matt Hotelling to Elliot DeJour, but it will be 4th down.
And Jake, you can see that a lot. One of my criticisms of football at almost every level is sometimes coaches calling plays that don't get them to the first down marker. And there, you really have to know where the first down marker is. And if you're de jure, you might have to adjust your route to get it there.
Number 88, Sebastian Harrison, the punt. He had 2 bad punts and then 1 pretty good punt last time, so we'll see how he does on the first punt, and it's blocked. It's blocked. It's blocked. That's Winky. Winky trying to pick it up in the end zone. The ball's loose in the end zone. That's number 40, so that's a safety. So, excuse me, it's a touchback. The refs are conferring. Steven, I believe that is a safety because the Raiders did that.
I think that is going to be a touchback, Jake, just because Winky did have possession, I believe, for a second. But actually, that'd be a touchdown if he did. So that'd be very interesting. We'll wait to see the call here. But if you're Winky, I think you just got to fall on that, Jake. For as gifted as an athlete he is.
Steven, I don't see how they can signal touchback onto that because a touchback would mean that it's a Regis Jesuit possession. That's the only way you could have a touchback in that scenario. Yeah, at the other side of the field. So if the ball's taken out, it has to be a safety.
And, Jake, we actually saw this last year where the Eagles got the ball on the 20-yard line.
So before, just to stop you there for Stephen, it is ruled that Regis Jesuit will take over the ball on offense. What an incredulous call. I've never seen such. I don't think that's a good call because Winky did not have possession of the ball at all. He just moved it in the end zone, and then Regis picked up the ball and walked out the back of the end zone, and we just saw a flag thrown on the far sideline. The Cherokee Trail coach, that's head coach Monte Thielen, has just been flagged for swearing at the officials, but really, that is unbelievable.
And, Jake, I actually saw this 2 years ago in the Philadelphia Eagles Cincinnati Bengals game, actually. But this was even more interesting because the ball went out the back of the end zone and the Eagles took possession. So interesting little trick rule in football there, Jake. But I do believe Winky actually might have had possession on the 1. But interesting rule there, Jake, and that's just the way it works. And Raiders will take it.
Stephen, I just have to say that although that benefits the Regis Jesuit Raiders, that's a bad call. Regis Jesuit did not deserve to get possession onto that. Winky never had control of the football, and it went into the end zone, and Regis, that should have completely been a safety, so really a bad call by the officials.
And, Jake, I don't think it's a bad call as much as it's a bad rule. The official is just following the rule book here. So the official just explaining it. We're too far away to get his explanation. But I think it's an awkward rule, and the chains are moving for a penalty on the Cherokee Trail coach. So Raiders actually punting themselves the ball for positive yardage.
Steve and I still don't agree with that call. I don't think the rule says that. No, it's not the rule, and it'll instead give the Raiders a new life. Jalen Williams powering for a first down, so we'll move on from that, and a good thing for Regis Jesuit, giving them new life here.
13-yard gain in the play.
So the ball now out to the Regis Jesuit 48-yard line. 3:19, the clock starts to run. Hoteling out. That is, you see strange things every Friday. I don't know if I've seen anything as crazy as that. Any given Friday. Matt Hoteling, man in motion, Alex Mitchell. And it'll be a fake handoff to Mitchell, handoff to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams does a good job to get 4 yards.
And Jalen Williams finally getting at least a little of his groove back, Jake. It's nice to see that. But I really think they need to bring Chase Bertinelli and look for some speed run.
Chase Bertinelli really yet to get any touches in the game. 2nd down and 6. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Elliot DeJour on the near sideline. That's Alex Mitchell on the far sideline. Hoteling. He's going to hand it off to Jalen Williams. Williams will get 3 more yards to set up a 3rd and 4.
And I imagine we'll see the Raiders run it here, Jake. That's all I really can see. So we'll see what they do here. But I really think the Raiders will run. Their pass game not exactly clicking on all cylinders.
Right you are, Steven. This is the sort of yardage situation where you could run or pass. I think it would be very effective if Matt Hotelling could do another play-action fake, but he'll line up in an I formation with the receiver on either side, and he will hand it off. That is number 3 for the Raiders. I'm not sure who that is because Ian Lee transferred, so it'll be 4th down and 2 now.
And, Jake, it's really not the situation where you go for it, but I really think you definitely could, and it looks like they will.
So kudos to Nolan for having faith in his team and really realizing the urgency of this situation. Cherokee Trail packing the line. Regis in a goal line formation with A.J. Shaw flanking the right tight end. 1:14 to go now in the third quarter. Hotelling looking to the sidelines. This is a huge play on 4th down. Ball on the 44-yard line. In motion, Domigan. And it's a handoff up the middle to Williams. Williams, a spot, the near spot is favorable. And we're going to see where they spot it. It is spotted. Oh, the near sideline ref gave a generous spot. It's very close. We could have a measurement, Steven.
And, Jake, from what I see, I don't know if they got it. They are bringing out the chains. So we'll see here. And, Jake, just a little quick rule research on my phone. Because Winky was the one to bat it into the end zone, that is considered a live ball and a new play. If a Regis player had batted it in, that would have been a safety. But because Winky batted it in, the ruling really meant that it was a live ball, new play, which meant a touchback for Regis.
But, Steven, the thing on that is it's really an interpretation of if he batted it in or not, or if he, unfortunately, didn't get it. I feel like in that situation, Winky had the ball. He never had possession of the ball, and I have a quick break on the field. The measurement of the chains comes up short, so a turnover of down for the Raiders. The offense looking very distraught. But again, to bring you back to that blocked punt, that just seems so absurd to me that Winky can block a punt, then try to recover it, and just because he doesn't recover it, the Raiders get it. I mean, if that had been, Steven, if that had been recovered not in the end zone, and say recovered on the 2-yard line of the Raiders, then it would have been a turnover of downs. I don't think the end zone, the fact that it was in the end zone, should affect the play. But anyway, here's Eric Johnson in motion. Will come after that, and a false start.
Yes, Jake, and the Cherokee Trail maybe a little pumped up after that fourth down block there. You got to keep yourself disciplined. So we'll see if that really affects him in the long run. Less than a minute here to go in the third quarter. I really think Regis Jesuit is still in this game. And if they make a stop here, it's definitely going to be an interesting game coming down to the wire.
So, Steven, do you think that the referees made the appropriate call on that play?
I think they made the appropriate call based on rules that were flawed, Jake. I think they were just following the rule book they know, and I think the rule book needs to be changed in that manner.
So it's going to be a pitch number 10. Cameron Currington. Currington taking it across. He'll get back to across the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
And Jake Currington running the ball so well tonight. We'll see if he's able to maybe get the ball again here and slice and dice his way up the field for another first down for Cherokee Trail. Absolutely crucial play here in that middle distance, seeing if Cherokee Trail is going to be able to run it next down or have to throw it.
23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Eric Johnson lining up with 2 receivers on the right, and it's going to be a quick pitch to Sherman Thomas. Sherman Thomas taking it around the outside, and he's going to get tackled by J.J. Kilgore, but dragged along very close to the first down. He will not have it, but it will be 3rd down and very short, and that'll be the end of the third quarter of play. We're going to take a quick break here at Regis Jesuit Live and pick back up for the fourth quarter. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for our final quarter of play. Eric Johnson going to do a sneak up the middle for a good gain, and that'll be a Cherokee Trail Cougar first down. Steven, how do you feel about the position that the Raiders are in right now with 1 quarter left and a 10-point deficit?
I feel they're in a good position if Cherokee Trail releases their stranglehold on the pace and play of this game, Jake. I really feel Cherokee Trail is playing the strongest they can at this point for the possession they have at this time. So really playing a well-fought game, and we'll see here if that changes. But right now I think Cherokee Trail has the win.
And it's a Cherokee Trail running play for little to no gain, maybe a yard on that. So the ball is on the 44-yard line of the Raiders. It'll be interesting here, Steven. I think the game is all but done if Cherokee Trail can score another touchdown. A field goal is still a 2-possession game, but the Regis defense cannot let a touchdown in here. Eric Johnson now lining up. 4 receivers. Regis in a 3-4-3-5 defense, it kind of looks like, and that will be a flag.
That might have been offsides on the Raiders, Jake. I didn't see many Cherokee Trail players move, but we'll see what that call is. It is going to be false start on Cherokee Trail, so moving themselves back again. You really can't do that if you're Cherokee Trail, Jake. You know this is a possession that could help put the Raiders away, and you're just giving them free yards.
So it'll be 2nd down and 13 from the 48-yard line of the Raiders.
Penalty count, Jake, now 9-7. Cherokee Trail 9, Raiders 7. So a lot less than last week, but still a little undisciplined.
Eric Johnson under center again in motion is number 10, but number 35, Darian Belt, will take it instead for a good 7-yard power, and it will be 3rd down and 7. So, Steven, runner pass here.
Their pass has been working all night, Jake, and their run is too unpredictable yardage-wise. I say you just do a throw and maybe even look for a deep throw here because the Raiders probably won't be expecting that, maybe to their weak-sided Shane Moody.
3rd down and 7. Here's Johnson now. There are 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. Sharon Thomas in motion, but it'll be held by Johnson, who will try to run with it. He'll get positive yards, but will be short of a 4th down. Decision time again for the Cougars.
And, Jake, I think if you're the Cougars, you might as well go for it. Your field possession, not go for it. Don't go for it. Punt it, because their punter is very key. And if you can give the Raiders a 90-yard field, that definitely increases your chances of holding them, or at least keeping them to a field goal where you can successfully stop and get another possession out of it later to put them away.
Cameron Butler on that tackle for the Raiders, and now Joshua Welchert will be punting. He'll be standing on his own 45-yard line. A good snap, and Welchert has plenty of time to get the kickoff. It'll be out of bounds, so not his best punt of the night. A little scuffling between number 9 and number 26, respectively. And so that punt will go out of bounds, but remember the ball is spotted at the place where the ball goes out of bounds. So Regis will have pretty favorable field position, Steven.
And, Jake, after seeing that punt, I really don't think they should have punted. I know you can't call that at the time, but that ended up being like a 12-yard punt. So we'll see here what happens. I imagine the Raiders are going to run it. I can't see them or run Screaming Falcon. Have they run another pass play tonight, Jake, besides Eagle or Screaming Falcon?
They've done the little play where Alex Mitchell curls across the middle. I'm not sure if that's one of the 2 plays we were talking about.
That is not.
So, those were some good passes, and now A.J. Shaw's in motion. And here's Hotaling going to hand it up the middle to Jalen Williams. Thing is, Steven, here in this part of the game, the clock is an issue, and really running takes up a lot of time.
And, Jake, I really think they'll have to be concerned on their next possession. I think they make this fairly quick and can hold it. They do have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. So as long as they can put this in about 4 minutes, give themselves 5 minutes to work with, they should be fine.
Under 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. It's 2nd down and 5 to go from the Regis Jesuit 34-yard line. Hotaling taking his time, bringing his offense to the line of scrimmage. Now 8:40 to go. This play taking a long time to snap. A.J. Shaw in motion. Hotelling going to hand it off. That's Williams up the middle for a first down. Run of about 8, a nice run.
Definitely, Jake. And if the Raiders keep moving the ball like this, they'll definitely be able to find their way into the end zone, or at least do a scoring zone. And that's all the Raiders need here, Jake, is points, because any of it makes a one-possession game.
8:30 to go left in the game. Hotelling on first down and 10 from his own 42. Alex Mitchell in motion. And there's a stoppage of play. It is a timeout. Regis Jesuit, so Regis Jesuit burning its first timeout of the half.
Jake, I really don't think you can use that timeout there unless you score a touchdown on this play, because the clock is going to become an issue later in the game, and you need all those timeouts to stop Cherokee Trail so they can't run close to 45 seconds off the clock with just a single play. I really think you need that timeout, and really an interesting call there by Mark Nolan, and we'll have to see if it affects the game in any negative way down the road.
8:19 to go in the fourth quarter. And we'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that's checked out Regis Jesuit on Max Preps. Once again, we are giving live updates of the game on Max Preps. And support Regis Jesuit. Stay tuned to all alerts that happen in the game, such as change of possession, points scored, and turnovers, which are change of possessions, but it's another way to call it. So now, 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line of the Raiders. Hotelling going to scramble out to the right. Ooh, that was borderline holding. And Hotelling's going to run. He's got a good gain. That's a nice job by Hotelling. Steven, that might be the first time all year where I've seen Hotelling have an option to pass, but be smart enough to run.
And Jake, the only other time I can think of it is during the Horizon game. He had one brilliant play like that and only went for about 6 yards. I really think Hotelling was smart there, too, in going down. He knows he could have pushed himself for the first down on the sidelines, but didn't want to get injured. Very smart and mature play there by Hotelling.
So it'll be 2nd down and 1.5. In motion, number 16, Thomas Donegan. Hotelling going to go out for a pass. He's looking down the middle of the field. Elliot DeJour. Ooh, just a little late. Heavy coverage there by the Cherokee Trail defense. Number 33 and number 12, Thomas Thorvet and Jackson Burrell on the coverage.
Jake, I kind of wanted a pass interference flag there. It looked like DeJour's arm was behind him. So I don't know if that was a missed call or it was a true no call. I just thought it maybe should have been pass interference there.
So the good thing about that incompletion was that the Raiders still do have a 3rd and very short. Hotelling will line up under center, tight end flank on the right side, 2 receivers left, Cherokee Trail lining up in a 4-3. Man in motion, handoff to Williams. Williams will get the first down, a nice job. 7:30 to go on the clock. The clock is a factor.
And just keep it running, Jake. That's all you need is keep the chains moving. Not keep the clock running. But if you keep the chains moving, you really have a great shot of getting in the end zone, especially with this dominant play. And Regis really ungripping that stranglehold I was talking Cherokee Trail had on it with just this half drive alone.
Elliot DeJour, the receiver on the right sideline, in motion. Alex Mitchell. Alex Mitchell going to take it outside along the right side, and he fights his way. He got stopped initially in the backfield, but managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Regis needs to step it up on offense, down 10.
And, Jake, I think if you're the Raiders, you go to another run here and see where it gets you. You can always throw on 3rd down, but I don't think you throw on 2nd down unless you can trick them into running maybe the Screaming Falcon, but they've seen that too much today.
So the Raiders, Hotelling going to do a quick pass over the middle to Orban. A nice pitch and catch, a really great quick pass. Orban slow to get up. He looks to be okay. A very accurate pass, and Robert Orban will walk his way to the sideline. But that should be enough for a Regis first down.
And it looks like Robert Orban having a little hitch in his step there, Jake. We'll see if that was just a hit on the hip, gave him maybe a quick dead leg or something. But definitely Matt Hotelling giving me more faith in him every time he throws the ball, Jake. And this game, really a coming of age, as it seems, for Matt Hotelling and showing what he really can do.
6:30 to go in the game. A.J. Shaw in motion. Hotelling going to hand it off to Williams, who stutter steps initially, and that's good because he almost got hit in the backfield. So They did not pick up the first down on the previous play, but this time they convert on the third and short, and Regis has a first down.
And Jake, Regis, so close to breaking into at least field goal range, which is key for them because, as I said, any score here does put them within one possession of just scoring a touchdown, being able to tie. And it looks like they did it in good time, Jake. It's only been 3 minutes since our last comment about the clock.
So here's Matt Hotelling now. Again, A.J. Shaw in motion. We'll see if he passes. And Hotelling will look across the middle to Alex Mitchell, who will run into the middle of the field. A nice job by Alex Mitchell to find some open space really close to the first down marker.
Alex Mitchell really impressing me here tonight, Jake, doing everything all over the field and really making smart runs. Maybe not fast runs, maybe not tricky runs, but smart runs. And smart is the key here. We'll see here, great game by Alex Mitchell, and Raiders almost in the red zone for one of the first times today.
So here comes Hotelling. Receiver left, one right. Cherokee Trail lining up in a 4-3, but with men up close, and it's a handoff to Mitchell. Mitchell this time gobbled up in the backfield for a loss of about 6. So the clock keeps on ticking. Now 5:42 left to go in the game. Regis needs to hurry it up.
And, Jake, I think they have about a minute to score before they put themselves in real trouble, but they do need to score quickly, as you said, because the clock wasn't an issue, but it now has become with Regis's run-heavy game.
5:22. Hotelling lines up under center with 3 receivers, trips right. He's going to throw a quick pass to Mitchell. Mitchell, nice blocks by John Schmidt and Elliot DeJour. He'll take it inside the 20-yard line. Not enough for the first down. The ball is about at the 17, so it'll set up a 3rd down and 7.
And, Jake, I think if they can score on maybe the next couple of plays, they won't be in time trouble as much as we thought. But I really think you got to go to throwing here. You can't run the ball too much.
Hotelling going to scramble out to the left side. Evades. Oh, that's a holding penalty, and Hotelling now just fighting for his life. Number 87, Winky, is slow to get up. I hope he's not injured. Winky really been a terror on the field. So that's a holding penalty on the Raiders. It will be enforced. The clock stops with 4:45 to go.
And, Jake, do they have the option to accept or decline this?
They do indeed, and it looks like right now the coach is negotiating whether or not he wants to accept it, and he will indeed accept the penalty. So the ball will be marched 10 yards back. Stephen, I think that's a good call by the Cherokee Trail coach just because Regis has not looked very solid on offense, and now this poses a possible difficult field goal opportunity if it came to that.
And, Jake, I wasn't thinking that, but now that you mention it, if Regis does not convert this, they will have a more difficult field goal where the spotting before would have given Harrison Thrasher a definite good shot at making it. So I do think this was the right call. And great insight there, Jake.
Well, thank you, Stephen. We both have our moments. And there will be a timeout, I believe. So 4:45 to go. Stephen, there's an injured player on the field. Number 88 for Cherokee Trail now walking it off, Nick Boglewski, the junior tight end and defensive lineman. So, Stephen, to sum it up, how would you say the Raiders have performed today?
I think they've performed better than they have in the past couple of games. They had a great performance. But as we know, Jake, the fourth quarter is the Raiders' time to shine, averaging 14 points in the fourth quarter in all their games this season. So I really think that this fourth quarter is their time to shine, and I think we'll see the best Raider football. Love what I'm seeing from Matt Hotelling. Loved what I've seen from Alex Mitchell. Loved what I've seen from their running back, Jalen Williams. So definitely an improvement for the Raiders, and I'm happy with their performance here, Jake.
So here's Hotelling again on 3rd and 24 from the Regis Jesuit 33, an obvious patching situation. Hotelling going to fake handoff to the left. He's going to throw deep down the field. Up to Alex. No, excuse me, that is Alex Mitchell. What a catch by Alex Mitchell. The sad thing is, Stephen, that was 3rd and 24, so they didn't get the first down.
And we'll see here. I imagine we'll see Harrison Thrasher, Jake, for the kick. Yeah, and there he is, number 25, trotting out. And they really need to make this. They need to run this play quickly because anything inside 4 minutes, Jake, it's getting scary time-wise.
This is just the situation that Harrison Thrasher loves to be in. This is a clutch kick, Stephen, and really, this kick will determine the game, and it looks like Regis Jesuit will call timeout. Mark Nolan going to think it over. If Harrison misses this kick, the game is over. So not to put a lot of pressure on Harrison, but this is very crucial.
And Jake, really interesting here, leaving yourself with one timeout if you're Coach Nolan. There is time on the clock, but 3 of those plays that will go untimeouted for Cherokee Trail, that runs off, including the play time, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds alone. So if you're the Raiders, you got to stop them in 1 or 2 within 20 yards. Else, there's not really much you can do for the end of this game.
Yeah, Stephen, a questionable decision to spend the second time out there because high school play clock 40 seconds. Now very difficult for the Raiders to get the ball back again, even if they do convert this. So Harrison Thrasher will indeed be marching out on the field. The ball is placed on the 17-yard line. Sebastian Harris holding from the 24. This is a 34-yard field goal attempt. Harrison has yet to commit to attempt a field goal this year, I believe, Stephen. So this is crucial. And there's a flag on the play.
I think that's offsides on Cherokee Trail. I saw the far man jump. If this is on Regis, this is going to be very intense, but I imagine this is offsides.
So it is offsides on Cherokee Trail, Stephen. Now Mark Nolan might rethink his strategy and have the offense go for it this close in the Cougar territory.
Jake, I almost think you have to kick it just to get that one possession game, though. Because if you miss it, the game is. And here they come, Jake. You're right. This is the game here.
So an interesting strategical decision by Mark Nolan to try to get the Cougars to jump off sides, and it pays off brilliantly. Now 4th and 2 from the 12-yard line. Now it isn't an overstatement. This play is the game. Hotelling lining up in a goal line formation. 3:49 on the clock, man in motion, A.J. Shaw. Hotelling, get a hand off to Williams, up the middle. Williams fighting inside the 10-yard line. Williams still on his feet. That's a Regis first down.
Oh, man, Jake, and I'm getting really excited here. I think if Regis scores a touchdown too, Jake, they buy themselves some extra time because you only have to get to about the 25-yard line. That saves you about 25 yards, which is a couple minutes in football time. So I think a great thing here, Jake, if the Raiders actually can get it.
3:43 left to go. The clock is starting now. First down and goal from the 9-yard line. Hotelling in an I formation. Shaw flanking the right tight end. Williams, and it's going to be a pitch to Williams on the right side. Williams in the 5-yard line, down to about the 4. The clock is a factor. The Regis Jesuit offense needs to hurry it up here.
And Jake, as I was saying, I really think a touchdown here, a quick touchdown, does buy you time because Harrison Thrasher's leg rated for about 45 yards, so you can get it down to about the 28 and be okay.
Here's Hotelling. Now he's going to hand it off to Williams up the middle, and Williams is stuffed. That's really unfortunate because that'll allow a lot of precious seconds on the clock to tick off. 3rd down and 3. They're going to have to go for it on 4th down now, even if they don't score on this play. So we'll see what the offense does now. Under 3 minutes to go, 2:50 on the clock. Regis Jesuit down by 10. This is intense. Hotelling in an I formation. I formation goal line. Williams with the fullback. Behind him, faking the handoff. Play action. Throwing to the end zone. And it's caught by Robert Orban. That was not thrown that well by Matt Hotelling, but the gods are in our favor. One God, that is, and Regis Jesuit has scored the touchdown, and it's only a 4-point game.
So we'll see here, Jake, and glad they got a touchdown here. That does buy him some time because of if Regis can stop them, they only have to get to the 30-yard line, save him about 30 yards, which is more time than it took. So I really think great decision there by Mark Nolan to go for it, because in the end, that's a clock saver, not a clock killer.
And Harrison Thrasher's extra point is up and good. So with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the game, Regis Jesuit 21, Cherokee Trail 24. Again, the touchdown pass of 3 yards from Matt Hotelling to Robert Orban. Matt Hotelling did not throw that very well. In fact, did not lead Robert Orban at all. But Orban making an incredibly athletic play to get 6 points for the Raiders. Steven, what do you think about a possible onside kick attempt here for the Raiders?
I'm not seeing it, Jake. And I really think the Raiders trust in their defense that they can stop Cherokee Trail. I don't see why you would give them possession so deep because, Jake, you're going to need to stop them either way. I mean, getting the onside kick is a risk, but I don't think it's worth the reward here, Jake. Or, excuse me, I think it has a big reward, but isn't worth the risk.
A quick note here, Joe Quigley saw Vince Saban practicing the run-up onside kick. So this is a situation where you would use it. Vince Saban, 236. Let's see what happens. Saban running up, and he will kick it long. A great kick by Vince. Man, he should kick it like that every time. Goes out of the end zone for a touchback. So 236. Cherokee Trail will take it from the 20-yard line. We're going to take a quick break here and come back for the conclusion of this game. So, Steven, it's imperative here that the Raiders don't allow the Cougars to get a first down. 2:36 to go. Ball on the 20-yard line. Here come the Cougars, man in motion. That's a pitch, number 2, Sherman Thomas. Sherman Thomas carrying it out, stays on his feet. That's a big gain. And the Regis offense needs to buckle up here. Defense.
And I really think they do, Jake. If they don't make a stop here, they're going to have about 7 seconds on the clock if they make a stop next possession. So I really think you need a negative yardage stop here because else you're going to give them a very easy third down play to convert, and that just runs more time off the clock. And Regis only has 1 timeout, Jake. So
2:05 to go in the game. 2nd and 3. You can almost expect or guarantee a run here from the Cougars. Eric Johnson under center, number 2, Sherman Thomas, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle, number 35. A nice stop by the Regis defense, so it will be 3rd down and very short. So this is big, Steven.
And, Jake, if you're Regis, do you just stack the box with 10 men?
Steven, I think that's a great idea because really you almost know that a run's coming. And if Cherokee Trail were to pass, that would be an incredibly risky decision. So we'll see what happens here. 3rd down and 1. They're going to sneak it up the middle. And they didn't get it. What? Looks like the ball carrier, Eric Johnson, did power ahead for a first down. So, Steven, that will be the game. With that first down, Regis Jesuit burning their last time out, but really the game is done. All Mark Nolan can do is tell his players to try to strip the ball because really all Cherokee Trail has to do now is kneel.
And I don't know, Jake, that could be dangerous. We saw the controversy last week where Tampa Bay tried to do that to New York, and the coach is not very happy about that. So we'll see what they do here, but that is the ball game, Jake. Really unfortunate for the Raiders after such a good drive there, but it took too much time, as we were talking about.
Right you are, Steven. The Raiders are a running team, and the thing about running a running team is that it's really easy to chew up a lot of clock, so it works great when you're ahead. But when you're down and trailing, it's extremely difficult to come back and leave enough time for yourself. So it'll be 1st down and 10, 1:12 on the clock. Cherokee Trail not in victory formation with 4 men under, but they will just take a knee. It'll be 2nd down. So Regis Jesuit will drop to 2-2 on the season. Cherokee Trail will move to 4-0, and through 4 games, I'd say, Steven, this is about where we expected Regis Jesuit to be. We didn't have any illusions coming in that this team was going to be like the team 2 years ago, but decent so far.
And Jake, I really feel that this Regis Jesuit team is a 2-2 team that doesn't look like the team we expected. They don't have Grant, they don't have Chuk, but the other players looking a lot better than how they actually were projected to play. So I think we have a better team out of a worse team for Regis Jesuit. We're in an interesting position. I can see these Raiders winning a couple more and maybe finishing the season in a 10-game season, Jake?
Yes, Steven, for sure.
6-4, 7-3 then.
Good prediction. We will be joining you next weekend for our broadcast as the Raiders travel to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado to take on the Thunder Ridge Grizzlies. Thunder Ridge ranked 3rd in the state. A very good team, and that is the game. Ladies and gentlemen, final score from Aurora, Colorado. Regis Jesuit 21, Cherokee Trail 24. And Steven, who's your pick for player of the game? I certainly have mine.
And I definitely think I'll start with the Raiders player of the game. Matt Hotelling really maturing into his role here. I think Jalen Williams did good, but didn't do as good as Matt Hotelling. Matt Hotelling really finding his arm for throwing. And I think we all know who the player of the game is for Cherokee Trail here. And the player of the game is Winky with his punt block, his 2 sacks, his great offensive play, his multiple tackles, and basically impact everywhere. So definitely my player of the game there is Jake.
Yeah, Steven, the only thing I would add to that is I would give player of the game for the Raiders to Alex Mitchell. He really played a heck of a game, picking up crucial completions, fighting for extra yards, really making his mark in the passing game, something that we hadn't seen before in Regis Jesuit. So again, next weekend, the Raiders will travel to Highlands Ranch to take on the Thunder Ridge Grizzlies. Thunder Ridge ranked 3rd, so Regis will again have its hands full with a top-quality opponent. Any final thoughts, Steven?
Jake, despite the loss here, I think this is almost identical to the Heritage Regis soccer game we saw last night. Raiders playing a game, definitely able to win, but just didn't come away with the win. And another final thought is tune in tomorrow night, actually at 6:30 p.m. for the directly from Guy Gibbs Gym, the Regis Mullen Girls Varsity Volleyball game. Only our 3rd girls broadcast in history, so tune in. We'll love to see you on our viewership, or if you can, come to Guy Gibbs Gym at Regis for the game.
So thanks to everyone again. On behalf of Tommy Raines, our excellent producer, Joe Quigley, our just one-of-a-kind cameraman, and the incredible Steven Snyder, I'm Jake Leonard. Thanks for listening to us tonight, and we hope everyone has a safe trip home or a safe shut-off from the computer. Thanks.